Do. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live in Chicago from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show, a real live morning radio show. Welcome in, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all here. If you're listening in your cars right now, thank you so much for not turning that radio dial. And for those who are listening on all different streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and now Instagram, I truly appreciate you all for supporting me, Jaime Dee, and my live morning radio show. You all are the bomb. All right, so for today's show rundown, we're going over some daily news, and then we're having a conversation on going the natural remedy route. Again, going the natural remedy route. There's a lot of different ways we can heal ourselves, whether that's traditional medicine or natural remedies. And we're going to get into that. So stick around because this is Fresh Fridays and we're going to get right into it. All right. So as reported by Hollywood Unlocked, the child who was caught urinating behind his mother's car and was arrested by Senatobia police officers has now been hit with a 3-month probation and is reportedly required to write a 2-page paper on Kobe Bryant, according to Fox 13. As we previously reported back in August, the boy's mother, LaTanya Eason, says everything went down when she stopped by an attorney's office for advice. She says it wasn't even 10 minutes, but then suddenly an officer walked in and told her that he caught her 10-year-old son, Contavious Eason, urinating behind her car. Quote, I was like, son, why did you do that? End quote. He said, quote, Mom, my sister said they ain't got a bathroom in there. I was like, well, you knew better. You should have came and asked me if they had a restroom. End quote, Eason said. She then says the officer was going to give him a warning, but that's when more cops showed up to the scene, and that's when things took a left turn and the child was arrested. Senatobia residents are now speaking out and the punishment the boy received. Quote, I think it's ridiculous. End quote, one Senatobia resident said, quote, I have 2 boys, and that's how I potty train them. I think we should be focusing on things that are more important, another resident shared. Quote, there's bigger issues to be concerned about than a 10-year-old urinating in public, end quote. Carlos Moore, who was representing the boy, also released a statement saying, quote, he did not expose himself. There was no public restroom available, and he went to the bathroom behind a car discreetly, end quote. Now, if you guys did not hear about this story, this is a young African-American boy who was apparently caught urinating behind his mom's car. And while I understand that urinating outside is gross, while I understand that if you're not doing it discreetly, it could be public indecency. I get all that. But when you gotta go, you gotta go. Boys do it, girls do it, young men do it, older men do it, young women do it, older women do it. I mean, go to any bar alley and you will see women and men in the alley peeing, okay? Does it make it right? Probably not. But should you be arrested for it, especially if you were 10 years old? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is another example of how they try to use Black people as an example. Why are y'all arresting a 10-year-old boy? On top of that, why did more police show up? This 10-year-old boy wasn't a threat. This 10-year-old boy did what any young child would do, waiting on their parents who taking way too long and they just can't hold it anymore. It's ridiculous. Now, I understand the mom did a good job by saying, hey, son, why did you do that? And she scolded him for that because you shouldn't be doing it. And I stand by that. But I also stand by the fact of when you gotta go, you gotta go. And I'd rather people pee in an alley or on the side of the road or behind a tree than peeing on themselves. That's ridiculous. There's absolutely no reason this young boy should have been arrested. This young boy should have been made to go through that horrible traumatic experience. And there's no reason this boy should be being punished at this level to the point where they have to be on a 3-month probation and write a letter about Kobe Bryant. F that probation and F Kobe Bryant. Period. I don't mean like really F him for real, but like F that letter. Seriously, that's I'm so over it. And let me just say this, may Kobe Bryant rest in peace. What I'm saying is like they're trying so hard to make an example out of this young African-American boy, and it's ridiculous. Seriously, F that paper, F that probation, F those who are in the power. that made this so that this boy has to go through this. And F those cops. I don't even know how to say that town name right. I probably didn't even say it right. So F that town. All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have some more daily news. I don't want you guys to go anywhere. This is the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live in Chicago, Illinois from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. Everybody stick around. This is going to be an amazing day. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Hash House A Go-Go, where we've been serving farm food and crafted cocktails for over 2 decades. Visit us for the full Hash House experience at any of our 5 Las Vegas locations. Hash House A Go-Go is where old school meets new and gets twisted. We bring people together over good food and fun. Come in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and come hungry because our portions are huge. Visit us online to see our entire menu at hashhouseagogo.com. Hash House A Go-Go. It's a Midwest thing, and there's nothing else like it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST and live in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're also live from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST in Chicago, Illinois. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show. You see, we're live in so many different places. Join us. And come on in. If you're just now joining, I'm going over some daily news, and I'm continuing some daily news from last segment. Now, I want to get into this because this news story truly pissed me off. You can ask anybody who knows me. I am all about health and wealth, and sometimes I do the most when it comes to getting tested and making sure that I'm clean. But one thing I'm going to say live on air, it is not against anybody else. I'm speaking for myself. But Jaime Dee is going to stay STD and HIV free, period. Period, point blank. We grown, we have sex, it is what it is. But there's a lot of people out there who are not getting tested. There's a lot of people out there who don't have the actual knowledge behind how they can actually receive STDs and contract HIV and all the other stuff. And it's sad to me because these are things that we should all be taught from a young age. And granted, there are plenty of school systems who teach their young students about STDs and HIV and so on and so forth. But a lot of times those kids don't pay attention. A lot of times that those teachings don't actually hit like they're supposed to. And a lot of times they're not telling them exactly what they should be doing to be protecting themselves from receiving STDs and contracting HIV and more on. So when I saw this news story, when I tell you I was pissed, so let's get into it. Per the Neighborhood Talk, an Alabama football player was arrested this week after he allegedly knowingly transmitted a sexually transmitted disease after a report was filed last week. According to ESPN, Crimson Tide offensive lineman Elijah Pritchett, age 19, was arrested and hit with a misdemeanor charge. He will be tried as a youthful offender. It's not known what STD he was knowingly spreading around, but he was released after posting a $500 bond. Quote, in the state of Alabama, there is a specific penalty known as AL Code 22-11A-21, which states, quote, any person afflicted with a sexually transmitted disease who shall knowingly transmit or assume the risk of transmitting or do any act which will probably or likely transmit such disease to another person shall be guilty of a Class C misdemeanor, end quote. He's looking at possibly 3 months in a slammer, a fine for the charge. Y'all, woo, this story really had my blood boiling. One, because I personally believe that a lot of these things that we do with disease and illness wise were man made. I'm just going to say that. But, and I hate that we have to live in fear that we can contract STDs and contract HIV from doing things that are natural, like involving ourselves in sexual intercourse, whether that's for procreation purposes or for just fun purposes. And I believe that we should be able to enjoy ourselves in those spaces without having to worry about STDs and HIV. However, we live in a world where that's not true. That's not our reality. And unfortunately, for a while, until Big Pharma decides to stop being a beep, we're not going to have a cure for a lot of those different things, right? I mean, there's cures for STDs, but there's certain STDs that don't have cures, like herpes. And there's HIV that has not a cure, but medicines that stop you from contracting it and stop those who are positive with HIV from giving it and transmitting it to other people. But there again is still not a cure. So people do live in fear that they're going to contract things when they should, and they should be able to just enjoy naturally having sex. But it is what it is. However, situations like this truly piss me off when there are disgusting, vile, and evil people. I don't care how old this little boy is. Yeah, he may be 19, but I'm gonna speak to that little boy like he's an adult, because at 19, you should know better. Period. At 19, you should know better. And to be knowingly going around giving people an STD, he deserves everything that is coming to him. Period. Period. I am disgusted by his behavior. And I hope and pray that this young man understands the repercussions of going around and knowingly giving people STDs. However, I also want those people who involve themselves with him to learn from this. Protect yourself. Strap up. Ask questions before getting in bed with specific people. Go to the clinic, get tested. Some of y'all have not done this, and I can say I've done this. A lot of my first dates have been to the clinic. You can ask about me. A lot of my first dates have been to the clinic, period. I'm gonna do. I have sex and I want to enjoy it. You're about to be out here having me out here itching and burning and upset and thinking my life is over. I mean, and granted, your life is not gonna be over. It's not, but I'm dramatic. Period. I'm dramatic. I know myself. Excuse me, my allergies are kicking my butt. But that is such an issue for me. And looking at the comments right now, I completely agree with what Zakiya said. It's a conversation that parents should be having with their children. Yes, strap it up. Go get tested. There are so many organizations out there. I'm going to name one, AHF. There's so many nonprofit organizations like AHF that are in many major cities and even small cities that offer free and reduced testing. You heard me? Free and reduced testing. A lot of these organizations offer completely free, and some of these organizations offer reduced. But there are so many resources out there that you can go to and use so that you can protect yourself against people like this 19-year-old boy who was going around knowingly giving somebody an STD. Period. It just disgusts me that there are people out there who knowingly do that. And he's not the only person. I've seen several reports of men and women going around giving people HIV, lying about their status and more. And that's why you shouldn't believe not a damn person, even if they do pull up results. Let me tell you this. You can get tested this week. I mean, today. Come Saturday, you go out to the club. Am I saying this is synonymous to going to the club? I'm just making this up. You go to the club or you don't go to the club, whatever you may do. You get drunk or you don't get drunk. But whether you're drunk and you go have sex with a random hookup partner, or you're not drunk and you consciously go have a hookup with somebody and you don't use protection, you can contract an STD and or HIV in that moment. And you can still be going around telling everybody, yeah, I got tested 2 days ago. I'm good. I got tested last month. I don't care if you got tested 5 minutes ago. I want to go with you. I want to see your most recent results. And I want to be able to be in control of if I want to say yes and involve myself in being sexually active with you, period. I'm going to tell y'all a story. I'm gonna tell y'all a story because I try my best to be open, honest, and truthful. I had somebody call my phone when I was in LA and tell me that I gave them an STD in their throat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting here just like, I didn't give you crap. And hear me out. I'm not somebody who is insensitive because my first instinct was like, oh my gosh, like, hold on. Where the heck did you get an STD from? Because literally, and I know I just said this, but I had got tested, I mean, 4 days before I hooked up with this person. 4 days before I hooked up with this person. And I told this person, you're the only person that I've hooked up with since I've gotten my most recent results. We share results. Theirs were like 3 months old. And they told me that I hooked up with a guy before me. And, I asked them what they had did. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. Like, they should be fine. I should be fine. We did the do. I was fine. My PP wasn't burning. I didn't have an issue. So when they called me, I was sitting here just like, now how you getting STD in your throat? Because my thing down there is perfectly fine. Now hear me out. A lot of people don't show signs of symptoms. So I'm sitting here just like, I know that my test wasn't off. I know I'm not a liar. So I'm going to get tested again just in case. However, something is fishy because how is your throat burning and you have an issue and you went to the doctor and you have an STD in your throat, but I'm okay. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, I'm not a person who doesn't show signs of anything. I show all the signs. I am not that person who's like, oh yeah, I lived 3 months and I didn't have no, I show all the signs. One thing my body does is my body tells me when something's going on. And so I went to get tested and come back, I didn't have nothing. Oh, pause. Hold on. Whoop. Let me tell you about this. So when they had called me and told me that they said that I gave them an STD, I was like, did you call the other guy and tell him about this? And they were like, no, because you're the last person I hooked up with, and my symptoms started showing up after we hooked up. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry that you're going through that, and it's very unfortunate that you are having those symptoms and that you believe that you have an STD. I mean, sorry, not to believe that you do have an STD, but I'm letting you know that you did not get that from me. And if it comes back anything, like I promise you, if I have anything, that's because I got it from you. Like, I let's call a spade a spade. Like, if it was the other way around, like I hadn't gotten tested recently, then I'd have been like, oh crap, maybe I didn't have no symptoms, and maybe I am, or maybe I ignored certain symptoms and thought I was just sick, or thought I just had a sore throat, or thought that I didn't drink enough water that day, which is why my pee was burning. Like, a lot of times there are other symptoms that show up that make you feel like this is actually happening, but it's actually not. Like, you just literally didn't drink enough water. Your pee is super yellow and it burns because you have not drinking not enough water. That happens to me. I don't mean I got an STD, but that's happened to me. And again, I didn't have any symptoms. But I was like, why are you, again, coming after me? But you're saying that your symptoms didn't show up until after the fact. So I'm going to believe you. But also, I still think you're lying. So when I got tested and it came back, oh, boss, I'm forgetting the juiciest part. So then I was like, wait, didn't you tell me that you also hooked up with this person like right before me? And they were like, yeah, but I got tested after that person. And I was like, you didn't tell me that the night we hooked up. You told me you got tested before them and you hooked up with us too. So why are you lying? And I said that. And they were like, no, I'm not lying. Like, literally, I just misspoke. I got tested after this person. And like I'm telling you, I was trying my best to be very sympathetic, but I know me. I'm not a liar. You can ask my mama. My mama even make fun of me. She's like, you be getting tested too dang much. If I have a sexual encounter with one person today, you will find me in the clinic next week, period. I just like having recent results, and I like knowing my body, and I like knowing that I'm going to stay STD and HIV free. So I then get tested, come back, I ain't had nothing. So you know me. So I got my results. Here's a screenshot. I don't have anything. Are you sure that you got tested after this last person? And they're like, dang, maybe I didn't. And I'm sitting there just like, so why did you sit here and call my phone? I went off at that point and act like I gave you that. And then I already know you probably trying to tell your friends that, oh, Jamie gave me this. Jamie, then you forgot I'm live on the radio. Forgot I'm live on the radio. And they were like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you upset and da-da-da. And my thing is, you lied on me. You lied on me. And you thought that because I am so sensitive about that topic, and I am such a forgiving person, I am such a caring person, you thought that you can place that on me so you can save that person's feelings, because you know if you went back and talked to that person about it, then that person who's popular in our community, the Black community, and has a big status and big name out there, will be telling everybody y'all business, which is why you try to blame it on me. And I told them that, and they apologized. And I was like, okay, cool. But in my head, I'm like, you're trifling, you're a liar. And to me, like, that's nasty. I'm not saying that having STD or HIV is nasty, but the way you went about it is nasty. And we're not talking anymore. And I would never hook up with you again. Why they try to block me on Instagram? Good riddance. Good riddance. But that's my personal story. Zakia, shut up. Now Zakia on YouTube talking about you out here having group sex. And if I was, I'm an adult. If I want to have group intercourse, I'm going to have it. But this is, again, live morning radio show. But seriously, how do you get that in your throat? You didn't get that from me. But that just goes to show that you guys need to stay very, very clear on your body and make sure you go get tested, because there's people out there who are knowingly playing in your face and will knowingly mess your entire life up. All right, y'all. Whoo, that was a lot. I didn't think I was going to talk about all that for this segment, but I'm telling you, ooh. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break. This is the Jaime Dee Show live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live in Chicago, Illinois from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show. Stick around. When we come back, we're going to have a conversation about ongoing the natural remedy route. Stick around, y'all. This is the live morning radio show that you just love to listen to. Y'all, I was getting so into that topic, I started to sweat. I don't know what it is. My allergies are kicking my butt. It's be so hot. All right, y'all, stick around. I'll be right back.
Zen World Premium CBD offers full and broad spectrum CBD oil, extracts, and capsules, which are designed to help you feel your best. Their products are sourced from the best organic hemp and natural ingredients on the market and are tested for quality, purity, and potency. They have a full range of items from health and wellness to beauty to pets. Call 725-205-9223. Visit online at zenworld.com or stop by their location at 9895 South Maryland Parkway and Silverado Range Parkway. Mention KSHP for 10% off in store or use code KSHP online for 15% off.
Is your dog suffering from a sensitive stomach? Hi, it's Kelly the Cookie Lady from Mooch's Munchies. Our dogs had super sensitive tummies, and I needed to find a low-fat treat that wouldn't give them gas or other issues. Most of the treats on the market were loaded with fillers, chemicals, and chicken fat. Many of them weren't even food. Well, I knew I could do better, so I developed Mooch's Munchies, and I'm happy to be able to share them with you. Stop by our store or our website, moochesmunchies.com, and find out why we say that Mooch's Munchies are totally pawsome.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live in Chicago, Illinois from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show. That's TheJaimeDeeshow, a real live morning radio show. Welcome in, everybody. For those who are just now tuning in, I went over some daily news. We got a little personal. And now we're going to have a social topic conversation about going the natural remedy route. Yes, let's have this conversation because as most people who know me know, I absolutely love everything natural and natural remedy related. My entire brand can always change at a moment's notice, but one thing I will always stick to is health and wealth. I may not be the best poster child for health and wealth because as a lacking human, I have a huge issue with being consistent with certain things. And those certain things are the gym and keeping up with my natural remedies. Sometimes that's because I can get really busy and I can get lazy. And truthfully, Natural things and self-care, aka working out, cost a lot sometimes. And y'all, I'm not making that much money yet. I don't know if y'all saw Taraji P. Henson crying on social media, but if she ain't got no money, I ain't got no money. If she ain't got enough money, I really don't got enough money. I'm struggling. Now I'm gonna tell you this though, because I receive, accept, and claim this. I won't be struggling for long. I really won't. Jaime Dee will receive a huge fortune legally, and he will not only receive that fortune, but he will maintain that fortune and continue to build on that fortune because I deserve that and so much more. And Jaime Dee ain't about to keep struggling and living paycheck to paycheck. It ain't gonna happen. I don't care what any of y'all think. I may have a live one on a radio show, but Jaime needs some more money. He do. And I'm gonna be honest. So anyway, yes, you can always go outside and work out for free or use the equipment in your apartment gym if you have one, but there's nothing like being at an actual gym with people that motivate you and equipment that actually works and more. And I'm sure everyone knows this. That stuff is not free or cheap. Yeah. I know excuses, excuses, excuses. But like I always say, I hold myself accountable so y'all don't have to. I'm human and I'm not perfect. I know myself and I'm truly working on myself. I'm going to get there. I promise. This is going to be a thing of the past. I'm going to really be in the gym. I'm going to really be doing my natural remedy stuff and I'm going to be great. I've actually been going for 30-minute walks since Monday and I've been feeling great. Even though my allergies have been kicking my butt. So now I just got to get some more money to buy the natural remedies I love and do the things I want to do in real life. Okay. So I don't know about y'all, but I actually gained allergies as an adult and not a child. So I've been literally suffering ever since I moved to Chicago. Like I have had extreme headaches because of mucus buildup. I be getting hot out of nowhere. I'm tired AF. I can't breathe. And my chest is filled with mucus. It sucks. Like I feel like I'm dying. I do. And yes, I know it's allergies. I went to the doctor for y'all. Oh my God, you got COVID individuals out there. I don't got no COVID. I really do have allergies. Like it's really bad. I've seen several doctors and they're like, yeah, you have extreme allergies. Now, the crazy part is when I moved to Las Vegas for my job to become a live moderator personality, I felt like I was dying. And this random person told me about this store called Herbally Grounded. See, I'm over here sniffling because I can't breathe. But this person told me about the store called Herbally Grounded. It took me probably a couple weeks to go there because I just didn't make time for it. And when I finally went, when I tell y'all my mind was blown, like legit, my life completely changed after I went there. You can even ask my friend Chasey Camille Holloway. That is, let me tell you, the Way Up CEO out there doing marketing, PR for nonprofit organizations and big celebrities like myself. But no, she would tell you she was there when I was literally trying to crawl out of my bed because I felt like I was dying. And we went to the store together and I was like, I can't believe this. Like that store has every single natural remedy you can ever think of for whatever illness or whatever it is you're trying to fight. Now, before I was introduced to the store, I was already sort of kind of on my natural health journey kick. During the pandemic, I learned about sea moss. Now, if you guys don't know what sea moss is, you're literally lacking. According to organicsnature.co, quote, sea moss is known as the miracle of the sea. This is due to the fact that it contains 92 out of the 102 essential minerals our bodies need. With this high mineral content, sea moss can promote healthy skin, making it great for beauty and hair care. It can also help a person improve a number of their daily activities by detoxifying the body and supporting a natural immune system, end quote. If you're not a believer, I don't know what to tell you. That's on you. Because as soon as I started taking sea moss in the pandemic, I started to feel like a whole new person. And this may be a little TMI, but it also really helped taking the number 2 so much easier. I know, but it did. Like, do some research into how the formation of your poop indicates how your insides are doing. Literally, I know TMI, but I didn't have a clean, informed poop in months until I started taking sea moss. And I was like, wow, that came out easy. I didn't struggle. That felt great. And there was no smell. I promise you. Like, sea moss did its thing. This stuff truly cleared up my insides. Also, during the pandemic, because the lady who was making my sea moss saw that I ended up getting sick, she was like, hey, I'm gonna throw in some press cold juices for you. And she gave me like ginger juice, turmeric juice, celery juice, and all those other juices. And I was like, oh, thank you. And this is the first time that I ever took pressed juices for anything. Like, I never thought about pressed juices until that moment. And ever since then, when I tell you I was sold, that girl, shout out to her. I forgot her name, but she did me a service, because one thing I know to be true about my sicknesses, they last a complete week. If I get sick Monday, I will not be completely 100% better until next Monday. Monday, it'll be like, I'm sick. What's going on? Tuesday, OMG, I'm sick. Wednesday, I'm dying. Thursday, please send me to the ER. I don't know what's going on. Friday, I'm still sick. I need to sit down. Leave me alone. Saturday, I'm feeling a little bit better. Sunday, okay, I'm up, I'm functioning. And then Monday, it's like, oh, I'm so much better. But when I started taking sea moss and doing pressed juices, my sicknesses literally got cut in half. Like, I was like, oh, wow. Day 4, I'm back to normal. I'm telling y'all. Now, the Way Up Secure Creative says, I can't get with sea moss. Tried it. It's a no for me, dog. That's because you're not into, you hate textures. And I get it. Tracy, the Way Up CM, she is, I love her, but she don't like textures. And I can understand that. If you are a person who don't like textures, the cool thing about sea moss is you can make it any other type of texture. You can make it crunchy. You can make it lumpy. You can even make it completely smooth like applesauce. And I don't know about y'all. I don't like ordering anything that starts becoming too popular and they start putting other stuff in it. Like, I don't need sea moss with elderberry and sea moss with this and sea moss. I want my regular sea moss, how sea moss comes, because I don't trust people. I just don't. I mean, now when I go to stores and I see herbalists that I trust, then I'll trust those sea mosses that have those other things put into it. But I want my sea moss regular. I don't want my sea moss tempered with. I don't know what y'all did in the process of adding all the extra stuff, especially big name stores that are now trying to start sell sea moss. I don't trust it. And it's actually super, super easy to make sea moss. You can go on Amazon and buy sea moss from a trustworthy retailer and buy your own sea moss and make your own sea moss. See, Lindsay on Air says, I eat mine with applesauce. And that's great. Lindsay on Air, shout out to my other people out there who are doing radio and are still successful and are doing a darn thing. Shout out to Lindsay on Air, because I used to work with her when I worked at Cumulus Media in Dallas, Texas. But yeah, sea moss is super easy to make. You literally just put it in some water, 4 hours, let it expand, take the water out, put the sea moss in a blender, and then add water to your consistency. So if you want it lumpy, add less water. If you want it smooth, add more water. That's up to you. But yeah, anyway, like I said earlier, I'm working on myself. And I didn't know about all that stuff. And it's just something about pressed juices and other natural remedies that make you feel so good inside. It's like it just takes a lot of work to prepare, and those things cost too much, but it's so worth it. It is. And so that was my prior experience to natural stuff before I started shopping at places like Herbally Grounded. And man, when I tell you that place changed my life, it really did. My allergy symptoms sometimes mock those of like cold and flu symptoms, and they really be taking me out. So I told the store associate that, and they recommended I try local natural honey so that my body could get used to the elements in the area. This liquid named Lobelia, it breaks up the mucus in your body so that your body can process it and remove it. And these pills called Hello Blossom, love them, love them, love them. Ooh, I love those pills. And what these pills do is they collect all the pollutions and toxins in your body and expels them through your body, helping your body become more cleaner, thus opening up your airways, stimulating circulatory flow in the sinuses, and drying up mucus. When I tell you this stuff fixed my entire life, it really did. I truly stopped suffering from extreme allergies, something that medicine could never help me do. I tried everything from Claritin, Zyrtec, Benadryl, Allegra, and more, and that stuff just wasn't working. I was literally going through life suffering because I felt like there was nothing I could do until I found that saving grace. Now, I know clean eating, working out, and natural remedies are the way to go if you want a clean, healthy, prosperous, and lengthy life. I know that now through my own personal experiences. I can only speak for myself. It's funny because when I talk to people about my journey and issues that led me to living a more natural lifestyle, people either got excited and wanted the info, or they got offended for like some odd reason. They're like, man, I don't care about none of that. Medicine works just fine. I'm not doing all that when I can just take a pill. And I'm like, okay, like it really isn't rocket science or myth. Natural remedies really do work without all of that horrible short-term and long-term side effects, and also long-term usage effects and issues that you can get from taking medicine for too long. I'm all about sharing knowledge because you never know how you can help the next person or positively affect the next person, even sometimes save the next person. I mean, it is what it is. And now you may be wondering, like, okay, so why are you in Chicago suffering? Because I want to go to a natural remedy store, which I finally found. Thank God. Shout out to people on Instagram because I put a post and it helped me out. But I wanted to go to a similar place like Herbally Grounded that was local to Chicago. There's a lot of things at Herbally Grounded that I'm going to still shop for and get delivered to my house because it works everywhere. But there's other things like local honey that I need from this area that's going to help me out, you know? So that's why it's taking me so long. And to be honest, it's an hour away. Ugh, I just been so busy. I've been so busy. But all right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have some more conversations about going the natural remedy route. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. This is the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST in Las Vegas, Nevada, and live in Chicago from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show. Stick around. More talk on going the natural remedy route. Stick around.
Zen World Premium CBD offers full and broad spectrum CBD oil, extracts, and capsules, which are designed to help you feel your best. Their products are sourced from the best organic hemp and natural ingredients on the market and are tested for quality, purity, and potency. They have a full range of items from health and wellness to beauty to pets. Call 725-205-9223. Visit online at zenworld.com or stop by their location at 9895 South Maryland Parkway and Silverado Range Parkway. Mention KSHP for 10% off in store or use code KSHP online for 15% off.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live in Chicago, Illinois from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show, a real live morning radio show. Shout out to those who are live on my YouTube and my Instagram. Ziakia, she made a very, very great point about natural remedies. She says, change your diet, cut out the dairy, and certain natural remedies aren't expensive. And I agree. She said, for example, lemons and ginger is less than NyQuil or Alka-Seltzer. And you're completely right. You know, I actually, when I got my first juicer, it came with this juice, what do you call it? Juicing cookbook. I'm sure that's how you say it. And one of the juices had a remedy for relieving congestion. And I forgot what it came with, but on top, you put cayenne pepper on the juice. And when I tell you that stuff is great, it worked. It really did work, but it didn't work for as long as I needed it to work. Like it was like a super quick relief. And probably like after 15 minutes, I got congested again. But yeah, she's right. She's right. And also, maybe we will have an herbalist live on the radio one day. Good suggestion, Tracy. Good suggestion. Now, people like to say this: natural remedies are for hippies, people who do witchcraft and mess with crystals. That's not true. Natural remedies are a real scientifically proven positive resource that can help fight and cure any horrible earth and man-made disease and illness that we deal with today. But the knowledge is always pushed. The knowledge isn't always pushed onto us because Big Pharma makes more money when we're sick and spending money on medicines we have to use short and long term. It's disgusting how those in power really hide the good stuff from us because there's legit so many good things we could be using out in the world, but we just don't know about. And there are people like Dr. Sebi who have fought for us to know this knowledge so that we can live longer, healthier lives. But unfortunately, people like him get silenced and even killed. I mean, it is what it is. And I said what I said. What they don't want you to know is there are natural remedies and cures for just about everything. But if we knew that, we wouldn't need big pharma, and big pharma doesn't want that at all. Let's call a spade a spade. Unfortunately, our world is ran by money-hungry people who keep all the good stuff for themselves, and that's sad. That's not to say that science and medicine aren't awesome and amazing resources that actually work, because they do. But if we can find alternative methods to certain things, I believe we should be able to do so and know that we can. So if we have time, I'm trying to play both of these clips, but I'm going to skip to another part because I'm a super fair person. And I know that people need medicine and there's nothing you can do about that. And that is why I also want people to understand that I get that. Don't come at me and say, well, this doesn't work. You need to go with whatever works for you. And yes, you should be listening to your doctor, but also everybody's a human. People make mistakes, and sometimes you get prescribed the wrong treatments and the wrong way of dealing with things. So you should do your own research. Now, and that's why I want to play this video, and this is the second video, not the first video, the second video by Medical Centric on YouTube, where they go over the pros and cons of natural versus traditional medicine. Take a listen. Let's discuss if you agree or disagree with what you hear.
Are natural remedies better than traditional medicine? The debate between natural remedies and traditional medicine has been ongoing for years. So in this video, we will take a closer look at the pros and cons of each. Natural remedies have been used for centuries and are often seen as a more holistic approach to healthcare. They typically involve using herbs, plants, and other natural ingredients to treat various conditions. Supporters of natural remedies argue that they are often safer, gentler, and have fewer side effects than traditional medicine. For example, many people turn to natural remedies like ginger or peppermint tea to alleviate nausea, rather than taking medication that may have bad side effects. Additionally, some natural remedies like lavender oil or chamomile tea can help reduce anxiety and promote relaxation without the risk of addiction that some prescription medications may carry. However, it's important to note that not all natural remedies are safe or effective. Some can interact negatively with prescription medications or even be toxic in high doses. It's essential to do thorough research and consult with a doctor before trying any natural remedy. On the other hand, traditional medicine is based on scientific research and clinical trials, and its effectiveness has been well documented. Prescription medications, vaccines, and surgeries are often necessary to treat serious illnesses and injuries and can be life-saving. Traditional medicine also provides more targeted treatment for specific conditions. For example, antibiotics can effectively treat bacterial infections, while insulin is necessary for managing diabetes. While natural remedies may offer relief for certain symptoms, they may not address the underlying cause of the condition. It's also worth noting that traditional medicine has some drawbacks. Prescription medications can have unpleasant side effects, and there is a risk of dependency or addiction with certain drugs. Additionally, the cost of traditional medicine can be very high, making it difficult for some people to access necessary treatments. So, are natural remedies better than traditional medicine? Well, both have their advantages and disadvantages, and it ultimately depends on the individual and the specific situation. For minor conditions or for maintaining overall health, natural remedies can be a safe and effective option. However, for serious conditions or emergencies, traditional medicine is often necessary. It's also important to remember that natural remedies and traditional medicine do not have to be mutually exclusive. In fact, many doctors are beginning to adopt an integrative approach using both natural remedies and traditional medicine to provide the best possible care for their patients. So, whether you choose natural remedies, traditional medicine, or a combination of both, it's very important to do your research and consult with doctors before making any decisions about your health.
Thank you for watching our video. Please do not forget.
So I completely agree. I completely agree. I don't think that anything they said in this video was off. Again, certain things work for certain people, and you should consult a professional in herbalism, natural remedies, traditional medicines, and more. You should not just go into anything blind because it's a trend you saw on TikTok or you heard me talking about it. You need to do your own research. Now, talking to Mark specifically live on air because I don't think Mark's my message, trying to figure out if I have enough time to play this next video because there is some more things I want to talk about as it pertains to natural remedies. And one thing I definitely know is that when things start to become popular, that's when it becomes oversaturated. That's when Big Pharma jumps in. That's when there's all these rules. That's when there's all these new findings that it's good for you or it's bad for you. Like, for example, weed. I don't smoke, but I know that it's helped a lot of people. I know that there's a lot of positive benefits, but I also know that it's addictive. There's a lot of negative benefits, and long-term usage can actually negatively affect people. And when weed became, or cannabis became legal in certain areas, there was all these researchers like, oh, what y'all are smoking is not good. Y'all need to go get it from these places. And it's like, why is it that whenever things become mainstream, now all of a sudden what we was doing ain't working no more? And now we got to get it from these resources. I personally believe that a lot of the cannabis that y'all be smoking out there is not the cannabis y'all should be smoking. And I completely agree with that because y'all be over here buying these lace stuff and stuff from dealers that don't even know where the heck they got it from. Well, that's neither here or there. But let's get into this because I want to play this next video. Because if you don't believe that natural remedies actually work, and there are people out there trying to restrict us from accessing these resources, take a listen to this video SBS The Feed has on YouTube, where they explain if natural remedies are suitable alternative for science-based medicines, and how big pharma and big corporations are trying to stop people from knowing about these resources. Take a listen.
So I was a hippie in a rainforest and I had 6 children and we're a long way from town, and I thought there's got to be little bits and pieces that I can do on the kids at home.
I've come to the Misty Mountain Health Retreat in central New South Wales to meet Barbara O'Neill. She's a naturopath and nutritionist who's been helping people for about 40 years.
I used to talk to old ladies, I found books on it, I found herbs in the garden that I could boil up, and the kids got better, and so then I started to help other mothers. That's really how I got into it. I found out later they called me the Earth Mother.
Right. People travel from all around the world to meet Barbara and spend time at the retreat.
It's fantastic, steam room. It's wonderful. It's quite invigorating.
Some have come here with quite serious illnesses, like Lisa.
I really believe in it. I just always have, and it's unfortunately I've found a reason to use it.
She doesn't want to tell me what the illness is, but Lisa's gone against her doctor's advice to have surgery and put her trust in Barbara instead.
Some people just go, well, whatever the doctor says I've got to do because the doctors know everything. And I don't believe that they do.
What about family and friends? How do they feel?
That was really interesting, and that was pressure to start off with, for sure. My partner especially straight away said, "You're getting this done. You're doing this," and I was like, "No, I don't believe in that."
But now Barbara's work as an alternative healer is under threat.
Unfortunately, it is claimed that I am a health risk now.
If someone has cancer, my suggestion is no fruit for 6 weeks.
As well as the health retreat, Barbara posts lectures online. They've had hundreds of thousands of views.
And it's the cycle of life that proves why vaccines don't work, because the body can heal itself.
Barbara's views are so controversial that complaints have been made, and she's been banned from practicing while the health regulator investigates.
O'Neill presents dangerous health advice regarding nutrition, vaccination and alternative cancer treatments.
O'Neill's claims are contrary to all established medical evidence.
O'Neill gives dangerous dietary advice to people with cancer.
Is all your advice based essentially on pseudoscience?
I don't think so. people are looking for an alternative. And the alternatives that I'm offering, they're not new. They've been done for thousands of years, and they don't hurt to try them.
I hear St. John's Wood.
At least one of those who called for the ban against Barbara is linked to an association headed up by this man.
We certainly do raise concerns and complaints about practitioners who potentially can be dangerous. And by and large, patients that stick to alternate therapies rather than more evidence-based conventional therapy come to a sticky end.
Dr. Ken Harvey is president of a group called Friends of Science in Medicine. They've lobbied for a crackdown on alternative medicines and therapies.
There is a proportion of evidence-based products here, but how is someone, the average consumer, going to know?
Ken was also part of a controversial government review that's about to change what's available for private health fund rebates. That means no more money back on things like yoga, Pilates or homeopathy come April 1.
I think there are some areas where we can be quite confident that there is no good evidence and it's unlikely that there will be. For example, homeopathy has been going for 200 years, and I think the consensus is that homeopathy doesn't work.
The review found that available evidence didn't show homeopathy was an effective treatment for the conditions assessed in trials, that there's weak evidence that yoga improves symptoms of depression, and the effectiveness of reflexology is uncertain.
Upper arms lift up by the ears, everything comes up.
Nicola Ellis is a therapeutic yoga teacher, and she works with some pretty mainstream organisations.
At the moment, we're running a program for cancer survivors through Cancer Council New South Wales. People come for anxiety and depression on the one hand, and chronic pain conditions like cancer and autoimmune diseases on the other.
What are your concerns around the changes to the legislation? What impact do you think it will have?
I think it's a shame, and I think it means that many people will miss out on the health benefits of yoga. People will start to make the decision maybe to just not take up the exercise, maybe to stay home and not do it, because it's going to cost them too much money now.
This is where the magic happens.
Associate Professor John Wardle conducts research into complementary therapies. He says that there is good evidence for some of them. It's just that the government review excluded it.
It didn't look beyond the English language, so things like yoga, where a lot of the research is Indian, things like Tai Chi, where a lot of the research is Chinese, things like Shiatsu, where most of the research is in Japanese, were just not even looked at all.
John says most of us use these therapies alongside mainstream medical treatments, and we want good research to inform our healthcare choices. But when it comes to doing large-scale, high-quality clinical trials on complementary therapies, there are challenges.
It's much harder to fund research into what we probably term as traditional therapies that have been around for a long time than it is in new pharmaceuticals that you can patent or monetize more effectively.
Another problem is that natural therapies as a term is a kind of mixed bag that doesn't help the public differentiate the quack treatments from ones that are more legit.
So you have everything from someone who is using superstitious beliefs and using omens and amulets to something that's quite evidence-based now, like yoga or Tai Chi.
So on the top there, you've got a variety of different herbal extracts. So they're herbs. The bottles on the bottom are homeopathic medicines. Down here we have a wide range of herbal teas.
Jerry Dendrinas is a homeopath who's leading a campaign against the changes to the health fund rebate. He says the new legislation will restrict people's healthcare choices.
So what do you say to people who are total skeptics who would look at this and say it's a bunch of junk, it's pseudoscience?
Well, those people are free not to use it, but the people that do use it find it works, which is why they continue to support it.
Jerry wants the government and groups like Friends of Science in Medicine to keep an open mind.
Why not allow people to have the freedom of choice to access those therapies if they find them useful? Why not allow the health insurance industry to rebate them if they want?
We're not against people going to see a naturopath or a homeopath or an iridologist, but we would like them to understand the limitations of the evidence supporting these particular therapies.
Back at the Misty Mountain Health Retreat, more than 20,000 supporters of Barbara O'Neill have signed a petition calling for her ban to be lifted. They say it's their right to access her advice.
Do you think your philosophy on health is putting people at risk?
No, I don't. I don't tell people what to do. I provide the information, and whatever a person chooses to do, I respect their choice.
So that's my thing. Like she said at the end, you should have a choice. You shouldn't have your choice pushed on you, but you should have your choice. If you want to go the natural route, you should be able to. If you want to go the traditional medicine route and go to the doctors, you should be able to. I support each and every person's ability to make their own conscious decision. But there's just so much proof out there that shows that when people actually come up with cures for HIV and cures for cancer and cures for all these other things that we deal, diabetes, it's like they get rid of them, or the news story goes away. And it's like, whether that was a natural remedy or whether that was traditional medicine, it just sucks how they just try to control all that. We should be able to go the natural route or go the traditional route and actually receive true help. I mean, it's just sad that, I made a joke earlier that I was like, this isn't for hippies. And the first thing she says, I'm a hippie. It's not just hippies, okay? It's not. That didn't help my case, but still. All right, y'all. This has been the Jaime Dee Show. And the main point of this was, do your research. Try natural remedies. It's worked for me. Hopefully it works for you. If it doesn't, find your own way, all right? This is the Jaime Dee Show live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live in Chicago, Illinois from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show, a real live morning radio show. If you want to promote your music, business, products, services, and more on this live morning radio show where we get more than 20,000 views, listeners, and more, hit us up at info@jaimedee.com. That's info@JAIMEDEE.com. All right, love y'all. Have a great, safe, and healthy weekend. See you next week. What's up, everybody? Tune into the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. If you aren't in the Las Vegas area, you can catch my show live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show. That's TheJaimedEeshow. If you want to advertise your business on my show, email us at info@jaimedee.com. Thank you all so much for your support. See you tomorrow.